It's your coach, it's your friend. It's the hybrid checking in. Good morning or afternoon, night, whatever this message reaches you. It's morning for me, headed in to work. So I just wanted to answer the question, how I gained 20 plus pounds on my bench inside of 7 weeks. So in the beginning of that 7-week period prior, I had been benching usually 1 time a week, max of 2 times. And that would usually just have been a heavy and a light day. But normally it was just 1 time a week. Now for my squats, I usually do 3 times a week. And my deadlifts, I usually do once or twice a week. So basically I decided to, increase the intensity as well as volume of my bench in hopes that it would increase as well. So prior to this plan, my best bench was 370 in a meet. So I started out, increasing my benching up to 3 times a week. And on day 1, I would do a speed day. So for speed day, I'd usually do 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And basically I'm not going to give you like specific weights because, our bench press maxes may be different. But basically for all of these sets and reps and weight ranges, I just increased the percentages from, I started at 50%. And on my last set, 7 week, I was up to around like 110%. As far as in training around week 6. So you can kind of, you can do the math from there. But, so for speed day, again, just 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And then the second session would be a moderate training day where I would focus more on volume in the 7 to 8 rep range. And then a heavy day, which would be, of course, heavier weight. Starting out with 5s, going down to 3s, 2s, and maybe a single or 2. So in that week, my focus was on basically just getting acclimated to the bench. I think that the more you do something, the better you get at it. And that's what I was doing during that week by benching 3 times, So the second week would be, I'm kind of strengthening up the muscles that assist with benching. And so I wouldn't do any benching during that second week. So I would do dumbbell volume work. So for volume work, I do, 10 to 12 reps with dumbbells, incline, decline, regular dumbbell bench. And then, of course, pyramiding up each week with the weight. The next day, I would do bands on the bench. And then after that, on the last day, I would do rack work. So in the rack, just doing like lockout work, because that's my weak point, was my triceps. So just being able to feel a heavier weight on the lockout, I feel definitely was going to be beneficial to me. So basically just alternated these back and forth, bench work the 1 week and then the dumbbell accessory stuff the second week. Did this back and forth, and at the meet I ended up hitting 391, which was a 21-pound PR rep for me. So definitely was pleased with that. I wanted to hit 400. I felt like I definitely could have done 400 that day, but on my second attempt at 391, my foot slipped, so I ended up having to do it over, in order to get that weight in. So I ended up with 391. I definitely think that this can be beneficial to you, especially if you have a weak lockout, or even if not. I think it can still work for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Subscribe. Thanks for listening.